Hi, Barry Foster here, and welcome back to A-League to the UK. This is episode number 28 with the Newcastle Jets in the Australian A-League. And today we've got a home game against Melbourne City. But before we get to that game, what's been happening since our last video? Well, we did play another 3 games. Started off with a trip away to Perth in the West, and we came away with nothing. We lost 3-2 to Perth with Matthew Miller and Stamatelopoulos getting on the score sheet. And that was so frustrating because we really played a pretty decent game of football, but we came away with nothing. Let's have a look at the goals from this game. It was a pretty good game to watch. Five goals in it. But it was so frustrating. We, as you can see, early in the first half, a good run by Sykes, lovely through ball to Miller, and Miller just puts it under the keeper. So we got off to a really good start. And I thought maybe our form is turning around, but then a penalty against us, and that was dispatched emphatically. Then in the second half, this is Miller once again in the action, and Stamatelopoulos with a fine header that beat the keeper. But it didn't last all that long because Perth once again came back with a second goal, and that was a pretty good strike. Pretty good strike, I must admit. And then with the game almost over, here we are, 89th minute. I thought surely we're going to hang on for a point away from home, but no, the FM gods said, no way, Jose, and we got beaten 3-2. That was really quite disappointing. Then we went away to our bogey team, Brisbane, again, and this time we lost 1-0. Only 1 goal in it, coming in the 69th minute. I thought once again we didn't play too badly in this game. But Brisbane, I don't know what it is, but they've got our measure, and they found a way past us. Look at that, off the post, into the back of the net. Not a bad somersault from the scorer, Idale. But anyway, that was another defeat we suffered to Brisbane. But then things did turn our way. We went away to Wellington Phoenix, and this was at the Wellington ground. And we had a very good 3-1 victory. And this was more like the Newcastle Jets of old. We played pretty well. There was a time when I thought things weren't going to go our way because Wellington Phoenix scored very early, once again from a corner, which is no surprise. But we did come back at them and played some pretty decent football. This is James with a very nice cross, and Oakes completely unmarked. He tucked it away. Good to see him on the pitch and scoring some goals as well, because Sumau's been a little bit off his game, and this is Stamatelopoulos. Very decisive finish there. And then the final goal, once again over the top. This is Jai Oakes, cuts it back. Yengi, a nice little cross, and Stamatelopoulos, he tucks it away for a 3-1 victory. So we finally get a victory in this season. And as you can see from the table there, we're after 4 games, we're sitting in 10th position on only 3 points. Not a great start, but Melbourne City, they've played 1 game fewer than us, and they're sitting only 1 point behind us. So they haven't had a great start to the season either. So they're going to be our opponents today. Luckily, it is a home game. So let's go and play Melbourne City and see whether we can make it 2 wins in a row. Okay, so this is the lineup for today's game. We've got Woods in goal, James, Clark, Ansell and Jones across the back line, Brimmer and Sykes in midfield, Payne on the left. He's doing pretty well out there. Yengi on the right, Stamatelopoulos and Jai Oakes will lead our attacking line. And on the bench we'll have Jack Duncan, Donachie, Connor O'Toole, Scott Galloway coming back from a little bit of injury, Brandon Wilson, Angus Thurgate and Sumau. Unfortunately, Matthew Miller is currently out injured. He should be back on the training ground in a couple of days. But I think that's still a pretty good side we've got there, so we're going to submit that. We'll go to the match. be very nice to make it 2 wins in a row. Okay. Ooh. Juan Ramon Lopez Caro, the manager of Melbourne City. And Carl Veart reckons just pick up where you left off last time out. Look, I'll back him on that. He can do the old tunnel interview as normal. Not a great recent form there for the Jets, I must admit. Melbourne City, not much better. Two draws so far this season. It'd be rather good to get on to 6 points if we could. I think we'll just skip this, get straight to the game. And once again, no sound from the match because the sound in the game is still very, very scratchy for some reason. But anyway, this is Newcastle Jets playing in their familiar blue strip. And Melbourne City in quite an unusual away strip there. We don't normally see them play in a strip like that. But anyway, this is James now, our left fullback. And his cross is blocked. What a surprise. One of the features of the game is the number of crosses that get blocked. But anyway, this is Melbourne City taking it out of defence, playing a very wasteful ball forward. And this is Yengi playing it to Oakes. Back to Yengi. Yengi's got his chance today on the right. He's normally sitting on the bench, but with Miller injured, he gets his opportunity. Some rather poor passing by both sides at the moment. Now, Connor Payne has done really well for us out on the left. I must admit he's been a good signing. I'm quite pleased with the way he's been playing. And this is Brimmer. And that's Sykes helping it on to make it 1-0 very early in the game, only the second minute. So that is a good start for the home side. Brimmer, who I have seen him strike the ball very well from outside the box on more than one occasion. In fact, I thought he was going to try and put it in the back of the net himself, but it was Sykes who got that little touch and that sent it past the keeper. So a good start to the Jets, but can we keep it going? We have struggled so far this season to put in a good 90 minutes. So this is Melbourne City now taking it out of defence, and McLaren playing well out on the right there. I thought he would be in more of a striking position. I'm pretty sure that would be Jamie McLaren. Anyway, this is Sykes with a good intercepting header. Now Oakes playing it through, trying to Stamatolopoulos, and he gets the ball back. That was shocking defending. Now this is Connor Payne. He can go himself. Oh, Brimmer having one of those long-range efforts from outside the D, just over the bar. But rather poor defending there by Melbourne City. They really got themselves into quite a muddle. Not quite sure what's happened with Melbourne City, because I'm pretty sure last season they weren't a bad side from memory, unless my memory is very poor. But anyway, this is Yengi now on the ball. Plenty of room out here on the right flank, and he cuts it back to Jones. This is Ansell to Clark. Now Sykes to Brimmer. Some nice passing. Stamatolopoulos, well, he tried his luck. That was probably a good metre wide. Always good to see a striker backing themselves and shooting for goal. But so far, not much from Melbourne City in the game. They seem to be not quite the side that I expected. I expected more from Melbourne City than this. But anyway, we're coming up to the 20th minute mark in the first half. 5 shots to 1. Possession pretty well even, only 2 corners in the match. Sometimes the game can be dominated by too many corners, in my opinion. But anyway, this is a goal kick by Melbourne City, looking for McLaren out there on the left. Now Clark just kicks it upfield. This is Dorigo. He plays it through to Atete. This is Nabbout. Well, now they're putting some passes together. This is looking a little bit better by Melbourne City. McLaren playing on the right flank. I would have had him more central than that. Here comes the cross. No header in the end, but straight at Woods. Easy take for him. So that's really the first maybe attack that we've seen from Melbourne City in the match. It's taken nearly a good 20 plus minutes for that to happen. I think we'll call out a bit more demanding for the boys. It'd be good to get a second goal, I think, before half time. This is Brimmer. And back to Sykes, crosses it. This is Yengi, and there it is. A very nice cross indeed, and Yengi leaving his man stranded, and good finishing, and that's 2-0. That's precisely what we wanted with about 15 minutes to go in the half. Now Brimmer with a simple pass to Sykes, and Sykes just crosses it, and Yengi, acres of room, and he's made it 2-0. So Melbourne City have got a fair bit of work ahead of them if they really want to get back into this game. And a third goal would be very, very nice. That's a good header by Ansell. But the Melbourne City player gets to that first. Yengi tried to cut it out. This is James playing it safe. Back to Woods. That's quite good defending. Now Woods was looking for Payne out there on the left, and this is Oakes to Yengi. Yengi playing from memory as a winger out there today. Sykes to Brimmer. This is Payne. Oh, well, you could see what he was going to do, but in the end, way off target with that shot. Payne probably should have done slightly better. But anyway, this is Melbourne City with McLaren sending the cross in. Woods, good take. It was a good take by the Jets keeper. And once again, he's looking for Payne out there on the left, and Payne, well, he gets it quite easily. He can probably, well, he backs himself again. He likes that. He probably should have gone for a cross, but he backed himself, trying to make it 3-0. Okay, this is Clark, and he'll play it back to Woods. Now out to Jones, who's been a good signing there at right back. Galloway, who normally fills that position, he's just coming back from injury. Anyway, this is Melbourne City now, stringing a few passes together. This is Nabbout, who normally is a very devastating player in attack. Now Reese, back to McLaren. Don't know why he's out there on the left. Another header, but well wide. In fact, well wide. Keeper didn't even bother to try and make a save. Got about 10 minutes to go to half time. And so far, it's been a fairly easy match for the Jets, and that's a lovely ball to Stamatolopoulos. He can make it 3, and he does. Okay, well, that really is what we needed coming up to the half-time mark. 3-0 to the Jets, and Stamatolopoulos, when he gets those opportunities, he very rarely misses. It was a lovely ball by, once again, Sykes. Lovely long ball and probably some poor defending, but he easily beat the keeper. So 3-0 to the Jets with about 10 minutes to go in the half. And if we can continue in this vein for the rest of the match, it could end up being a very, very good victory. Anyway, this is Oakes to Sykes, another cross. Beats everyone, but Payne will collect it. This is James, the left fullback. And he puts his cross in. Oh, I thought we're going to get number 4 there. Now Jones sends it back in. Oh, not far. That was very, very close to being number 4. So even though the possession is still slightly favouring Melbourne City, on the scoreline it's just all Jets. So Melbourne City have obviously been squandering a fair bit of possession, and there you go. That was a very poor pass. Now this is Oakes, and he cuts it back to Sykes. This is Yengi. This is Stamatolopoulos. Oh, straight at Glover. He probably should have done better with that opportunity. But still, it all came about because of some very sloppy passing by the Melbourne City defence. They've been quite poor, I must admit, I think, with their marking and passing so far in this game. So let's get straight to the dressing room, and I'd have to agree with Carl there. You'd have to be very happy. Keep it up, for sure. Keep our fingers crossed that no one gets injured in the next 45 minutes. But most players are putting in a pretty good shift so far in this match. And it's good to see Yengi out there on the right with a goal and playing very well, because often he's overshadowed by Miller, who does a superb job for us in that position normally. But as you can see, 15 shots to 4, and XG heavily favouring the home side. It's just going to be a question of who should come on the field to get a bit of a run in the second half. Anyway, this is another ball over the top, and this is Jai Oakes. Oh, well, he probably should have done a little bit better there, but we end up getting a corner. And this is James, the taker. But that's an easy one for Glover. Keepers love that. No challenge. He sends it straight down the field to Nabbout, who puts it over the top. McLaren out here on the right. He's going to try and get his cross in. It's blocked. This is Clark, who can now clear it. And he just thumps it forward, and Stamatolopoulos will get on to the end of this. Oh, and he's hit the post. I thought that was going to just creep in. Well, that's a bit of bad luck. It probably should have been 4-0, maybe even 5-0 when you look at the opportunity for Jai Oakes. But once again, a long ball forward seems to undo the Melbourne City defence. But most of the players are playing very, very well. I think we'll make our first substitution in the game, and what I want to do is I'd like to bring on Galloway, who's been out injured. I'd like to give him a bit of match time. Jones has done pretty well at right back today, but we'll give Galloway a bit of a run, see how he goes for the rest of the match. And even Sumau, we might bring Sumau on and give him a bit of a run as well. He's been a bit off form lately, which is a little bit disappointing. He's still, I think, a very, very good forward, even though he's over the age of 30. But anyway, Sykes and Brimmer and Yengi are both getting a little bit tired, so I think we'll make some more substitutions, and I think we'll bring on Wilson, though he's looking a little bit complacent. I think we'll bring on Thurgate. Thurgate can come on for Sykes, and I think we'll keep Sumau on the bench just a little bit longer. We'll call out a bit more of demand from the boys. They probably don't like that, but I don't particularly care. I'd like to see maybe another goal added to our scoreline. But we're fast approaching 80 minutes, and I think we'll see what happens here from this throw. This is Galloway with a throw to Yengi. Back to Galloway. I think that's probably been blocked, that cross, but this will be taken away by Melbourne City. Now, this is an opportunity for them. They've got, if you go himself, he does. Oh, it wasn't a bad effort in the end. He had Woods diving to his left. That wasn't a bad effort by Melbourne City, but we'll make our final change now. And I think what we'll do, we'll bring on, Samau's looking a bit uninterested, which is a little bit disappointing. Okay, we're going to bring on Wilson for Brimmer. Wilson probably deserves a bit of match time, I think, in midfield. We'll save Simao for another day. But a very disappointing Melbourne City. Sydney FC leading Brisbane Roar 1-0 in the other game. That might be Brisbane's first defeat of the season. Brisbane Roar have been doing very, very well, as you can see from that live table, sitting on 10 points. I think we'll shout out some praise to the boys because they've done very well. They haven't added any goals in this second half, which is a little bit disappointing, but that's the way it sometimes goes. Anyway, this is Woods. I'm not quite too sure whether that was a shot or a cross. Probably the latter. Now, Woods drives it downfield, but that's been intercepted by Melbourne City. Now, Tete. Now, this is Joey Champness. Gets his cross blocked by James. And he plays it long, looking for Stamatolopoulos. Can he link up with Jai Oakes? He does. Now, this is Jai Oakes to Wilson. Now, Connor Payne. Some nice passing here by the Newcastle Jets. That pass was cut out. Yengi. Now, Good. Heading it away. Now, this is Luna for Melbourne City. Might be injured, but he's running very strongly. And he tries his luck. Oh, once again, that was a pretty decent shot from a long way out, and it had Woods diving to his left. Anyway, this is Woods clearing it straight down the park to Stamatolopoulos. And he plays it out to, I think he was probably looking for Yengi out there, but Grant intercepted that very easily. This has been flicked on now by Clark to Galloway. Now Yengi playing it long but intercepted. Now Thurgate once again playing it long. This is Jai Oakes. Stamatolopoulos. Well, that was very easy. Oh, he must have been offside. Okay. I'll take that as being an offside. Anyway, this is James now with a corner for the Jets, and that's been headed away. Game's got to be almost over. This is Thurgate. And that's it. Okay, a good 3-0 victory to the Newcastle Jets. As you can see from those match stats, pretty dominant all over the place. Very good XG. Funny enough, possession favouring the Melbourne City boys. 12 corners to 3. Once again, we very rarely score goals from corners. And I think we've got to be pretty happy with that. Happy with the way they played. So a fairly good back-to-back victory there by the Newcastle Jets, and that pushes us into 5th position with 6 points after 5 games. Not a great point haul for 5 games, but at least we've won our last 2 matches. Okay, injury worry for Jones. Wasn't really aware of that. Let's see, have a look. Physio, what's he got? A calf strain. Out for 4 to 7 weeks. Well, just as well we're getting Galloway back from his injury. Press conference from the opposing manager. Sykes, he certainly did play very well today with a goal and 2 assists and 4 key passes. I think, yep, give him a pat on the head for sure. So our next game is against, well, funny enough, Wellington Phoenix. This is a funny draw. I must admit, we only just played Wellington Phoenix away from home in the last match, and now we're playing them again away from home. This is a most extraordinary draw. What I think we'll do, we'll play the Wellington Phoenix game, Perth Glory and Western United offline, and then we'll come back for the Western Sydney Wanderers match. That's going to be an away match for the Newcastle Jets, and the Wanderers not doing too badly this season. After 5 games, they've got 8 points on the board, so I think that'll be our next opposition. Anyway, that's the video for today. Luckily, another good 3-0 victory for Newcastle Jets against Melbourne City. Until next time, I'm Barry Foster. It's goodbye from me.